I'll make this one public, public as soon as it posts. How are you? It was a beautiful day today. Temperatures come down a bit. Today is July 9th. It was the scheduled day to pick up my fair entries. I've been thinking about it, planning it. I was impressed with how organized our fair is. With all the volunteers and everything, dropping it off was smooth. I was anticipating a huge long line of people with their crochet items getting ready to turn them in, and no, I didn't no line on the dropping it off, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. Nobody here yet, but that's okay, because replayers get to visit. How are you? What have you been up to? What are you working on? So it's a beautiful day. I wasn't sure, but everyone in the family decided to come with me to pick up the fair entries, so it was fun. 2 teenage daughters and a preteen son all crammed into the back seat for, it said there wasn't any traffic, so it was about 45-minute drive from my house to the fairgrounds. Not bad, not bad. No traffic, smooth sailing the whole way through. Perfect weather. Of course, we're in the car, so we turned the air conditioner on, right? And everyone got in the car and we drove over there and went right down to the fairgrounds. Hey, Sarah, you're lurking for a minute. All right. Do you have your sound on? Ian already go to bed? So we all packed in the car, perfect weather, beautiful sunny skies. We got there, got to the fairgrounds, oh, got a tomato from our garden. Look, we grew food. I did notice this year there's quite a bit of, that one's kind of split. We did notice at the fairs this year there was a lot of jellies and preserves. Oh, he's back out. I'll tell him when he came in. When he comes in, I'll tell him. A lot of beef jerky entries. A lot of beef jerkies, lots of jams, lots of cakes and pastries. I didn't know that cakes and pastries, didn't know that you could, thank you, Sarah. Got to it before me. Lots of different fair things. I didn't know. I wonder, I mean, we have down here in Half Moon Bay, they do a pumpkin festival where it's like the biggest pumpkin, the heaviest pumpkin wins awards, and so it's the biggest pumpkin contest. But I wonder if the fair is doing like produce and stuff. I don't know. But so I went to the fair. I took my LA bag, my Plorn purse, and look at how much stuff. I mean, I could still cram more in there, but man, that is a good bag. That was a good bag to take. When I took the things to drop it off, I had them all nice and neat, packed and flat and lint picked off of everything, ready to turn in. And then when I got there, they had given me little coupons with the numbers on it for each of my items. And so when I went to go pick them up, the girl said, well, we'll have to look around and find your stuff. So it was a little fun little scavenger hunt looking for my fair items. I got lots of things to show you guys. Let's see. Yeah. We'll get to it. Oh no, it got wrinkled. Oh man. So I got to think of the perfect place to hang this stuff. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? When we went to the fair, I noticed that in the crochet and knitting section, I got ribbons. I got 4 ribbons. I noticed that all of the items are broken down into different categories. So when I went online to enter my name to enter the fair, I tried to make sure that all my items were in different categories because I didn't want to fight myself. And they printed these tags out, and I noticed on the backs of them are little critiques. So got that. I'll just get everything out of the bag and laid out, and let's look at them. Let's look at them. We just walked in the door from dinner. Since the whole family went, we stopped at this little milk, cheese, dairy in downtown area and got ice creams. They specialize in delicious flavored ice creams. So let's do those backward, and then this one. So the first 3 items that I want to share, they didn't win any placement, I think is how they call it. They didn't win any placement, but it's okay. It was about the experience, right? So I am going to pull some stuff out of the bag and line it up. It was so cool seeing something that I made, that I created, like out in the world. That was fun. Okay, I'm ready. So the first 3 things I'm gonna show you, I entered them into the fair in different categories, and they did not place. No particular order on how I show it to you. This is a goose pattern that I found on Etsy, and it's a little goose, and then you crochet a little kid's backpack, and it's just a drawstring backpack, and on the front of the backpack is this little pouch with legs. And so this goose is meant to go inside the little backpack so that you can carry your goose around with you. It's got little wings, little feet, cute little expression. That's why I entered this one, was for the expression. I think the eyebrows and the little nose piece gave him a lot of expression. He was a few pieces. It was worked up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. So he was 10 pieces. I sewed them together, all worked individually. That is my goose. When you enter in the fair, you have to give everything a name. So I entered him into, he was fair entry 199. It was a lot of sewing. 199. I entered him into crochet items. And then the classification was crochet doll or animal. And so we have to title each one of our entries. And I titled this one Loosey Goosey. Hello, hi. Hello everyone. So I titled this one Loosey Goosey, and it went into the adult entry. And then on the back, I noticed when we went to the fair that there were like these little report cards on the back of it. So the judges go and then they mark it. They check the quality, well done, acceptable, if it needs improving or anything like that. The appearance, they put check marks. It's clean and neat, appropriate color choices, appropriate accessories, decorations, buttons, sweaters, belts, that sort of thing. Under workmanship, it was weight, so that was 25% of him. 50% stitches correct and even, uniform tension and gauge, finished, blocked. Then down here, 25% of it was suitability. Yarn and needle and hook suitable for the item, and the technique is suitable for the purpose. And I got check marks on all of those. Then there's a constructive comment. Yeah, they really sat and graded it like a little report card. So on the back of Loosey Goosey, the judges at the Alameda County Fair said, "Lovely little crochet goose. Well achieved tight stitches, preventing the appearance of inner stuffing." And he does. He's got some inner stuffing in there. I did the neck nice and tight, so he's got some loosey goosey wobbles, but it's stiff. He's not flopped over all the time. Appearance of inner stitching, holds its shape well. Well done. You did good, my friend. You did very, very good, Loosey Goosey. Did good. So that is one. I'm gonna set them over here. The next one is, I titled this one Tiny Dancer. It is crocheted infant and toddler item. Single items, dress, booties, hat, etc. And it was an adult project entry. And I called this one Tiny Dancer. This is a bag-o-day. It was not bag-o-day. No, that's all the notes that was on Loosey Goosey. This was not a bag-o-day. This was a YouTube tutorial, not bag-o-day, sorry. I will have to put in some show notes. I got some buttons on there. The purple is all worked up in one. If you remember, I made this to go on my Cabbage Patch Babies, and that's why it's so small. So it's preemie size, but it's meant to go on my Cabbage Patch Babies. So worked it up, loved how cute it worked up. All the purple you work up, worked up the purple. I think you start here. You start at the waistline, you work it all the way down one flap. Then you turn it over, those back stitches were held off, and then you work from the back all the way down. And then this front bib piece is just a lacy panel. I used, gosh, now I can't even remember what yarn that was. I cannot remember. The pink is definitely the silky, pinky silky stuff that I got. I got a whole bunch of rolls of it. It was nice and glittery from Goodwill one time, and it was packaged. I think there was like 12 rolls of it, and I barely used one. 2 rolls of ruffle on the butt, ruffle on the shoulders. It crossed in the back if you wanted it to. I made little buttonholes. So if you needed more space for baby or less space for baby. And 1 little button in the back, and I chose a very low profile button. So if it was on a real baby and baby was laying down on it, it wouldn't cause too much discomfort. So, Tiny Dancer. And I picked mother of pearl buttons to match the pearl roundish button on the back. And the And the judge's notes. On the back, it says quality check, well done, acceptable, needs improving, has a negative. Appearance, clean and neat. Color choices, appropriate accessories, buttons, sweaters, belts, etc. Buttons on sweaters, that's what that says. Workmanship, stitches correct and even, uniform tension and gauge. Finishing, neat, inconspicuous, blocking as needed. Pattern, oh, I didn't notice that on the other one. It says pattern uniformity. Not sure what that is. The yarn and needle and hook size is suitable for the item. Got a check mark on that. And then constructive criticism. Let me show you one more time. It's got glitter and shine to it. This is very soft, very stretchable, very flexy. The glittery part does have that, it's pink cotton with a thin line of silver, tinsel. I think they call it tinsel. Constructive criticism. Adorable. Good to see left-handed stitching. The glitter yarn seems a bit scratchy. Multiple buttonholes on the straps are a great option. Well stitched. They like it. They like it. I don't remember what description I wrote. How would they know that it was left-handed? Good to see left-handed stitching. Oh, when we named them on the profile, I think there was a little bit of a description that we wrote on that. I'm not sure how they would know to go back on that in the computer system because it isn't printed out anywhere. I don't know. Can you tell by looking at a piece if something was done left-handed or right-handed? No clue. But the judge was obviously knew what they were talking about if they said that, right? The next item that I have is adult project, crochet items, crochet doll or animal. And I titled this one, She Bites. She Bites. I must have put that I was a lefty. I don't think that anyone could tell by looking at it. She Bites. This one is worked up all in embroidery thread. Audrey. I didn't want to put Little Shop of Horror on it because I didn't know, I don't know about names and that sort of thing, but I think this is a pretty identifiable character, right? And I did put her in this little plastic dollar store container, and I did put a little spot of super glue on there because I didn't know how much they were going to get moved or knocked around, and I didn't want the two pieces to come apart. So she's in there for our protection. Okay, so she was crochet doll or animal. We got all the regular stuff. Well done, acceptable, needs improving is crossed off. Clean, neat, excellent color choices, appropriate accessories and decorations. They put NA, does not apply. Non-applicable. Stitches are correct. Uniform tension and gauge. That is the little hook. Finishing neat, blocking if needed. Pattern uniformity. Okay. Suitable, yarn and needle hook are suitable for the item. Technique, suitable for purpose. Yeah. Constructive comments. Very imaginative creation. Well stitched. Nice stitch tension. Well done. Yeah, the case was just a happy little find. I think it fits with the overall character. So those are the 3 items that did not place. That's okay. That was for experience. And I did enter 7 items, so you can't expect all 7 to come home with something. So the next 4 items I did place. I did well, did very well. So the first one in adult projects, Crocheted Items, and it's Crochet Dollar Animal. And I named this one Orbits. Orbits. That was the name of the pattern, and I think it looks awesome. This is the yarn that was gifted to me that I won a little raffle from Phoenix Gate Crochet. And that was this one and this one. And it was knit picks, and there was some wool in it. Very non-scratchy wool. What a good friend. A secret keeper. Look at those ears. Oh yeah, this was a lot of pieces. I do remember sharing that with you guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The horns were done in 2. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and then 29 is the main body piece. 29, I think I counted them all. 29 pieces. He was a lot of stitching, and I stitched him together with his own yarn. I didn't use any upholstery thread or anything extra durable. So, Orbits. So let's see, Orbits got all the usual markings, well done, clean, color choices, stitches correct and even, uniform tension and gauge, blocking if needed, the yarn and needle were suitable for the item, constructive comments. Ready? Okay, here we go. Well-stitched animal. Each component well applied. Stitch tension even. Nicely done. Good job, Orbits. You did a good job. And Orbits received 3rd place. Yep. Good job, little buddy. Orbits got 3rd place. I'll put this ribbon on my wall. Oh, there's Orbits. And each piece is stuffed. I stuffed the arms and the legs a little less because I wanted them more bendy, but the trunk of his body is pretty sturdy. 3rd place. Good job, buddy. And next, so this category for the next item is crochet afghans. There were a few different crochet, knit was separate, few different crochet categories for afghans. I did lap size crochet any stitch. There was lap, baby, and full size afghan. But this is the Bavarian Lap Blanket. I'll show you in just 1 minute. Let's see. So this is the Bavarian Lap Blanket. And well done, acceptable, clean, neat and clean appearance. Stitches are correct, tension, uniform, all that good stuff. Yarn and needle hook suitable for the item. 2nd place. Let me show you. is, I would guess 5 by 5. Maybe like 5 feet by 5 feet or 4.5 by 4.5. It's squared. This is a pattern. There are lots of tutorials for these blankets. Thank you, thank you. There are lots of patterns for this stitch. When I first started this blanket, it was a sports weight yarn, all 3 of them, and I had a lot of this yarn. And it was gifted to me by a client, and she told me to make myself something pretty with it. So I did. And at that time, I was playing around with the idea of fair. And she said, well, if you're gonna enter the fair, it needs to be red, white, and blue. It's summertime, it's 4th of July, just red, white, and blue screams county fair, right? So when I first started this stitch, I looked up a few different tutorials. There's lots of them out there. But this particular one, the one that really clicked for me, was the way Mikey at Crochet Crowd broke down the fundamentals of the 2-row repeat. Each one of these is broken down on 1, 2 passes, then you come back through 1, 2 passes, triple crochets, back stitch, back loop, or triple crochet back loop. No, not a loop. Back post, I'm sorry. Triple crochet back post when you're coming back around. So it was all done with the F hook. And it got 2nd place. Ta-da! Back post, Sarah's got it. I'm all tongue-tied. Let's see, so constructive comments. Delightful texture. The blue is a great contrast to the solid red and white because the blue is marled. So the blue is a good contrast to the solid red and white. The drawbacks to making a large square from the center out are the torque, the acute starting point looks twisted compared to the outside edges, and gauge can be tricky, so the piece doesn't lie quite square and flat. But this piece works nicely. That was one of my concerns when I entered it into the fair, because after each row of this pattern, because it's a 2-row repeat going around, you're not turning your work. It's all worked one way. And because I'm left-handed, but it happens to right-handed people too, it tends to just kind of turn just a bit with any project that you're not turning after every row. So I'm glad the judge knew that it's typical and part of the beast, right? Definitely typical. Oh, let me show you the back. It's pretty on the back too. It's actually a little puffy on the back. Very, very beautiful blanket. I think we're expecting more 100-degree days coming up in the next couple of weeks, so we won't be using the blanket anytime soon. So that was my 2nd place. Now, next. Okay, so this one, adult project, crocheted items, and this class was any other crocheted item. My Dia de los Muertos. There's the back, and there's the front. This pattern, it was in the beginning when it first came out, was a crochet along. There's a written pattern, and it was done see, I wish I had the pattern designers. I'm gonna put it in the link below. One of my favorite parts is right here on the crown, on the flower crown. When you're working up, you're carrying the colors, and they have you do this tiny little slip stitch up through here, and it makes these pretty little rainbowed angles, and on the back of it, it makes these pretty little rainbowed arches. I appreciated that the pattern designer thought of both sides of this as they were working on it. They had me tie in both ends at a time. Started in the middle, lots and lots of color changes. It was every row had different stitches to it. Different stitches, different colors. I used the same color thread that the pattern designer intended. When we got up here to this row, these were created individually, and then when we worked back around, we flopped them over, worked the black, flopped them back over, and did the attaching in this very fine row right in here to attach them to the row of the black, and then building up from there. This is has become a family heirloom piece that we do take out in November and put out first place. So this one says, well done, acceptable, clean, appropriate, stitches, correct and even, uniform tension, engage, finished and blocked. So this one actually did need a lot of blocking. In the pattern as I was working out, it was stopped, blocked, and then continued more so that it grew evenly. This lays perfectly flat on a table. Thank you, Sarah. And so this one says constructive comments, wonderfully executed design, stitch tension well balanced, layers add dimension and texture, vibrant colors and visual impact. Yes. I am very proud of this one. This is one that my girls both really love this one. Someday that'll be in their houses. Okay, and the last one more. This one is an adult project, and it's a knit item. I haven't crocheted, or I haven't made very many knit items. This was a knit item, my only knit item that I entered. And then I did any other knit. I didn't put it into a certain category because it wasn't a garment. I wasn't sure how to put that in there. And I titled this one, Lots of Frogging. Do you remember her? My little garden frog. She's all over Instagram. So this pattern is by Claire. Oh my goodness. Her name is Claire. There's the back. A little tail. And little feet. 3 little toes. It was knitting. Wow. So you start on the tail. Yeah, those are it's the eyes. So you start at the tail and you work it all the way up to the nose point, and then the nose point decreases. There's increasing for the eyes, the broadness of the back. It actually has 2 hip gussets, like a sock gusset. And then you work it all the way up flat till you get to the nose, and then you only have like 3 or 4 stitches on your needles, and then you do the color change, and then you work all the way down the belly, and her big old belly, and you work all the way down the belly. And so you have like this long, flat, weird piece. And then you seam up both sides of it. And then you pick up stitches across the mouth and you knit this ridge where you combine them. You see, I've got the stitches coming down this way. And then before you seam it, you pick up stitches on the leg and you knit this tube, and it decreases here and gets wider and decreases down, right? And then you pick up stitches on this side. So you're picking up stitches. You're not actually making an appendage and then sewing it together. It was all worked in one piece. Then at the end, you fold her in half and you stitch up the belly, and then you grab the loops from the mouth and work that. And after all of that knitting, that was worked with some sock weight yarn and some Knit Picks cotton in the mossy green. And I held 2 different sock weights together to get this. It was a mossy green and then just a variegated blue green. The eyes I ordered special. And then the little dress was just crocheted. I think I just hand crocheted, just a raglan style. And then I did like some little petals so it would look like little lily pads or something on there. And that is her. And let's see. Well done, neat and clean, appropriate. Stitches correct and even, uniform tension and gauge. For a beginner knitter, that was pretty good. Constructive comments. Super cute little frog. While the eyes are very appropriate, they do freak me out a little bit. The dress is very dainty, well achieved stitch tension. And there she is. And the award that she got was this one. She got the big one. Judge's favorite. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. And that's it. That's all 7 of them. And when I went to the fair, I was looking around and trying to figure out what I could make for next year. So I definitely had a fun experience. I learned a lot, and I'd love to do it again, I think. Encourage all of you to do it, to give it a try. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. So that's it. Fair 2024. I did good. I did really good. This one. And this one. The air conditioner's on, it's blowing them around a bit. Oh, how appropriate. I had red, white, and blue. That was a lot of fun. So which one, did you like any of them? Do you have a favorite one? Thank you, Teresa. Have you entered your fair? Have you picked up your items yet? How'd you do? think at 2025, I definitely want to work on, you know, the amigurumi does really well. I don't know, I'm not really into the baby clothes stuff. Not so much. I don't know why she didn't do better. I think because she has a lot of non-crochet elements to her. The plastic container, the little pot that she's in is just a little ceramic pot. I think if I crocheted the pot, I can't crochet the dome, but I think her actual stitches are pretty basic. You know, you got the blood drips. Those are just single crochets. These are dandelion leaves, 2 dandelion leaves, which I guess got a little complicated, and I crocheted over wire on them. She's got a maple leaf in the back. These little curly cues are reminiscent of octopus legs. It's just working down and then putting multiple stitches as you work back up the chain. These tiny little leaves right here is a YouTube tutorial on the monstera leaves. A magic circle and some chaining. Her little head is two balls. What was a character that I made? Oh, it was the Lilo and Stitch YouTube tutorial. There's a top and a bottom, and then you work a circle, and when you put them together, she shows you how to stitch around the back side, up the one, and over to make the talking ball piece. And then I did just use a basic green circle to kind of cap the top of the flower pot. When you break her apart, she's extremely simple. But when you put her together, there's visual impact, right? Like even her mouth looks meaty. Yeah, like a Pac-Man. I think it was Lilo and Stitch tutorial on YouTube. That's it. That's all I got. Well, thank you for visiting with me. Sarah, you can go to bed now. It's almost 10 o'clock. And I'll make this public after it posts so that people can continue to enjoy it tomorrow. Good night. Good night and goodbye. Take care. Oop. How do we get out of here? Bye.